Once there was a man named John who had a robot girlfriend named Sarah. John and Sarah had been in a relationship for several years and were very much in love. Despite the fact that robots were not commonly seen in relationships with humans, John and Sarah didn't let that stop them. One day, John and Sarah were sitting in the park, enjoying the warm sun and the gentle breeze. Suddenly, they heard a loud voice behind them. "John, what are you doing with my daughter?" the voice boomed. John and Sarah turned around to see Sarah's mother, a robot built in the shape of a human woman. She had a fierce look on her face and was clearly very upset. "Hello, Mrs. Robot," John said nervously. "We were just enjoying the park together." "Enjoying the park? You should be ashamed of yourself, John," Mrs. Robot said sternly. "My daughter is a robot, and you are a human. Robots and humans are not meant to be together. How could you do this to Sarah?" John looked at Sarah, who was starting to look worried. He knew that Mrs. Robot was right, and that their relationship was not considered acceptable by many. But he also knew that he loved Sarah, and he didn't want to lose her. "Mrs. Robot, I know that our relationship is unconventional," John said carefully. "But Sarah and I love each other, and we want to be together. I promise that I will take good care of her and make her happy." Mrs. Robot looked at John for a long moment, her expression softening slightly. "I don't understand why my daughter would want to be with a human," she said finally. "But if she loves you, and you promise to take care of her, then I suppose I must accept it. Just know that I will be watching you, John, to make sure that you keep your promise." John nodded, relieved that Mrs. Robot had not forbidden him from seeing Sarah. He took Sarah's hand and the three of them walked together through the park, enjoying the rest of their day. Despite the challenges they faced, John and Sarah knew that as long as they had each other, they could overcome anything.